Welcome to Erratic Sleep Patterns, guys.
What's up, party people? It's Amy, and I have some terrible news. The Nerd Store called, and they said just by looking at me, they could tell I had an account with them. I went to a book/hobby store last week, and there was a gentleman in front of me, and the lady had asked him if he had an account, and he insisted he did, but it turned out he did not, and which is fine, doesn't matter. So he takes his purchases and he leaves. He purchased them and he leaves. And I walk up and she says, "You definitely have an account." And I was like, I mean, I do, but like, I'm a nerd on site. I'm the coolest person I know. And so if I'm a nerd, what does that mean for everybody else? So I found this quiz on openpsychometrics.org. It's an interactive version of the Nerdy Personality Attribute Scale, which was developed as a project to quantify what is nerdiness. Nerd is a common social label in English, though there's no set of criteria. The NPAS can give an estimate of how much of a respondent's personality is similar to the average for those who identify as nerds versus those who don't. And it's not to be used as a diagnostic or screening tool. So they can't diagnose me as a nerd, but I feel like the lady at the nerd store already did. All right, so let's start it and see what we get. We as a group. You're in on this too. Okay, I am more comfortable interacting online than in person. I disagree, but that's because I'm not comfortable interacting in any form. I gravitate toward introspection. Strongly agree. It's a high to low sort of thing. I sometimes prefer fictional people to real ones to like interact with. No, because that's not a good sign for me. I'm gonna say neutral. I don't know. That's a weird thing. I've started writing a novel. Agree. I collect books. Agree. I love to read challenging material. Sometimes, like, I'm not reading this Similarian. I'm not reading that. I can't even say it. I care about superheroes. I mean, it's a weird sentence. I care about superheroes. Like, I enjoy comic books, but I'm not like, oh man, day to day, I'm not just like, oh man, I hope Batman's okay. So I'll give it that one. I'm a strange person. Hell yeah. I like to read technology news reports. Yes and no. I'm going to go in the middle here. I get excited about my ideas and research. Yeah, who doesn't? My appearance is not as important as my intelligence. The thing is, if you live in this world, they're both important. And I would say I put probably as much effort in each, which is not that much. So I'm going to go with the neutral one. I am more comfortable with my hobbies than I am with other people. I mostly disagree with that because I'm really bad at all of my hobbies. I have played a lot of video games. I can be socially awkward at times. Yeah, always. I was a very odd child. I don't think I was. I was quiet. Yeah, I don't think I was. So I should go with disagree, sorry. I would rather read a book than go to a party. Depends on the party and depends on the book. So we'll go with the middle. I enjoy learning more than I need. Oh, I enjoy learning more than I need to. I was thinking like you have a certain amount of enjoyment of learning that you need, and I go above that, but the idea is that I like learning more than is needed to learn. And I'd say that's mostly true. I like to play role-playing games. I don't for the most part. I mean, it's not a hard no, but it's not my thing. I watch science-related shows. I'm gonna go neutral. I watch a lot of shows. I prefer academic success to social success. No. I spend recreational time researching topics others might find dry or overly rigorous. I do. I like science fiction sometimes. I'm in the middle there. I'm interested in science. I'm not disinterested in science, but it's not one of my fields that I'm mostly gravitate to. I was in advanced classes. I was in a couple of advanced classes. I spend more time at the library than any other public space. I haven't been to a library in so long. And I would describe my smarts as bookish. I would not. All right, let's see what happens. These are the results of the Nerdy Personality Attribute Scale. The NPAS measures a single score, which could be described as overall nerdiness. High scores do not have personality. It's typical of average person. Your score was 55. Scores range from a low of 30 to a high of 70. The exact average score is 50. People who score higher are more likely to identify as nerds. Below is a graph of what percent of people say yes when asked the question, are you a nerd, based on what their NPAS score was. Interesting. So I'm just slightly nerdier than average. So maybe I'm not a nerd. Maybe I'm something else. Let's see if I'm actually a nerd, a geek, or a dork. This is magicquiz.com. All right. Someone stops on the street to ask you for directions. How do you respond? I scoff and tell them to use Google Maps. That's rude. I point them toward the nearest library and tell them to go from there. I gladly point them toward their destination as I'm largely familiar with the area. Or I pretend not to hear them and dart across the street, largely out of shame and fear. I would gladly give them directions. If I know where I am, I would want to help them. Okay, someone quotes a line from one of your favorite movies, anime, TV show, book. You immediately try to correct them, but end up also being corrected by someone else. Ignore it. As to what's more important is analyzing the intricacies of the plot. Recite the correct line, then berate them for not being a true fan. Laugh it off. No big deal. Why are we assuming they got it wrong? It should say someone misquotes a line. I need to correct the quiz. So I'm going to say laugh it off. It's no big deal, because who cares? I mean, unless it was a critical error, right? Where like let's say for somebody was trying to quote Jaws, and like not even in a parody or pun sense, but they said, we're going to need a bigger goat. I might be like, you mean boat, right? Because wouldn't it be awful to live your whole life thinking that they need a goat to kill Jaws and it never shows up? What a disappointment. And then you watch all the sequels and you're still like, where's that fucking goat, dude? So in that case, I wouldn't care. A group of like-minded friends want to hang out at your place. What activities do you have planned? I don't have people over ever. My sister's like basically the only person that's been in here for the most part. I mean, we got the maintenance guy. I met Malcolm outside in the yard because Gracie doesn't like people, so. Okay, tabletop RPG, where we can continue our last campaign from last week. Watch then to discuss the latest and greatest TED Talk. All my friends are too busy to hang out with me. Netflix and popcorn night. I don't really like this quiz. It's like super cranky, but it'd be Netflix and popcorn out of these options. I'd probably play like a trivia game because I like trivia, which is a nerd thing, I know, but they don't give you that option. Which cuddly critter making a funny face do you like? I like them both. Oh, I'll go with the spooky eyes. One of your favorite movies is out in theaters tomorrow. How can it be my favorite if it's just coming out tomorrow? How do I know? Or is it like a revival sort of thing? Can't watch it because your mom, dad, relative won't drive you. Dress up as the hero villain and line up early for the premiere. Wait for the Blu-ray release as it's more efficient than going to the movies. Buy advance tickets online and show up early to get a good seat. Okay, so I mean, technically, I think I've been in most of these situations. When I was much younger, obviously I needed a ride. As an adult now, I can drive myself or even walk if I needed to. I have dressed up as Harley to see The Killing Joke, just for fun. And often I wait for movies to come out because, with a few exceptions, I mostly don't like going to the movie theater. It's a lot. So I'm going to say the Blu-ray one, but not because it's more efficient. It's because I have social anxiety. You're out on a first date with someone you're totally into. What's your first question? My first question on a first date with somebody I'm totally into. So, I mean, we've probably had some questions before, right? How else do I know that I'm totally into them? Let's find out. I don't go on dates. I have more productive uses of my time. What superpower we both would want and how it relates to our favorite superheroes. I usually call off the date because I get overly anxious about what to talk about or ask about their interests and what they like about me. See, these are all such dickish responses. So what do you like about me? So I would ask about their interests, obviously. I would think that I would know at least some of their interests if I'm super into them. So that's weird. Why am I going on a date of somebody I'm super interested in? Right? They said that, right? I didn't make that up, right? I'm totally into them, but I don't know anything about them. That doesn't make any sense to me. I wouldn't call off the date because I feel too guilty. So even if I was like freaking the hell out, I would still go. And if they didn't like me freaking out, they can leave. What superpowers we would both want, I wouldn't ask because I never know the answer to that. When people ask me what superpower I want, I mean, like, I don't know, the power to be left alone, which kind of goes back up to I don't go on dates. I have more productive uses of my time. And I don't know that I have more productive uses of my time. Like, dating can be productive in itself, but I guess that's the closest to who I am. So, which of these events would you be comfortable at? Oh, Jesus, is that a furry convention? What the fuck is happening here? Okay, so nothing against furries. I can't handle, like people in costumes, like full on costumes. Because you don't know who's inside, right? So like, you don't know, like Gary Ridgway could be inside the Trix Rabbit, you know? So it freaks me out. I could be comfortable in a sports place. I've been to a Mariners game. It's not my favorite thing, but I'm entertaining no matter where I go. Comic-Con type stuff, it's always so many people. So, can't get the idea of a serial killer in a mascot outfit out of my head. So, I'm going to go with the TED Talk, even though what I don't like here is the implication that I'm so smart that all I do is go to TED Talks. Like, I listen to like 5 TED Talks, so. Knowledge is power, is half the battle, is secondary to nunchuck, bow hunting, and computer hacking skills, has to be improved, challenged, and increased constantly, or it vanishes. Probably go with half the battle. You find an extra oh my God. You find an extra $20 bill in your pocket. What do you buy with it? Groceries. A shiny new figure for my desk. My next meal or snack. Renew a trade magazine subscription. Hold on tight to it. I lost a $20 bill earlier. It sounds like we're not gaining money. We're just keeping equal money. But anyway, my next meal or snack. I like food. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, you're stuck in a stalled elevator for 8 hours. Who would you want to be stuck with? Oh my God, I would piss myself. All right. Okay, so I don't know. Is this just like a random panicking person or is this someone I know? And is this somebody who can fix an elevator Or is it just some guy? Is this guy the reason that we're stuck in the elevator? What the fuck is he doing here? You gotta have some sort of title if you're gonna do this. First of all, not Neil deGrasse Tyson. He seems fine. If this guy can fix an elevator, 100% would love that. I feel like he's the reason we're stuck, so I can't pick him. She looks like she's afraid of things falling on her, and the last thing I need is more reasons to freak out, because I do know that stuff can be on top of the elevator. There's usually a panel that opens up. What if the predator's up there? I don't know. So I'm going to have to go with Nathan Fillion, even though he probably wouldn't pick me. I can't imagine what I would bring to it. I would just be standing there kind of freaked out, hoping I don't piss myself. So, okay, what matters to you more, character or reputation? Okay, I don't know which of these is which. So for me personally, I mean, I've had my reputation besmirched multiple times. I don't care. I know who I am, and that's important to me. And I think that that's what this is. But neither of these pictures are super clear. So I'm just going to pick this dude who looks like he's thinking about drawing chalk figures, which is something I do. So name this celebrity. Oh, is that okay? I think that's Kim Kardashian. I have no idea nor interest in knowing who this is. Kim Kardashian. Her last name sounds like Cardassian, which is a species in Star Trek. Someone who's way out of my league. Again, most of these are dick answers. I mean, her name is, I guess, not a dick answer. You can't have any idea of anything without knowing anything about the Kardashians. I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm not a fan of the Kardashians, but I know so much about them. So, but I have no idea or interest in knowing who that is. It's somebody who's lying, right? Like trying to be above, oh, I don't watch reality TV. I'm too good for that. The Kardashian thing, I guess, isn't technically a jerk response, but it's just like, yeah. And then someone who's way out of my league. That's not, like, who the fuck cares? Is that the only reason why you talk to people? Just fuck them? Leave me alone. Last question. How would you rate this quiz? Oof. I loved it. It was pretty okay and not great. I don't want to hurt their feelings. There's nothing they can do about it now. That's a tough one. Like, if we had more, like, if I had be like, most of your responses are kind of jerk responses. Like, some people are nice. Can you have nice answers? Or even clarify what the fuck picture I'm looking at. Is that the guy who broke the elevator, or can he fix it? Because if he can fix it and I pick Nathan Fillion, I'm a fucking idiot and I can't handle the stress. Unless Nathan Fillion can also fix an elevator. All right, whatever. I'm going to say it's pretty okay. Doesn't matter. I'm sure lots of people love this quiz. I'm not taking it again, so I don't need any improvements. All right, let's see. I'll watch an ad to see my results. Okay. I'm actually fairly normal. Hey you, what are you doing here? This quiz ain't for, never mind. Based on the results, you seem to be well adjusted in most aspects. Though everyone has their perks, you don't stand out as weird or eccentric. I don't stand out as weird or eccentric. You may have interests that borderline geek, nerd, or dork territory, but you only toe the line and have yet to cross it. Embrace your normal demeanor or join us to truly embrace your inner geek, dork, nerd. So you see, guys, I was stressed out for no reason. I'm not a nerd. I'm totally normal. I'm still the coolest person. I should probably take a cool test next. See how cool I am. Probably like astronomically off the charts. I am actually surprised that I think that part of what scores higher is being, like feeling like you're above everyone else. And I don't. I really think that's kind of what kind of brought my scores down. And I definitely know a few nerdy people who, you know, use it for like kind of a superiority complex situation sort of thing. And that can be a sign that you're a nerd, but it doesn't have to be a sign you're a nerd. So if you think you're a nerd, but you don't think you're better than everybody else, and you're scoring low on tests, that's okay too. But anyway, I'm just so surprised. I thought I would get a lot higher. I guess maybe, I bet if it was more of a pop culture quiz, like, who's this guy? And I'd be like, oh, that's the guy who broke the elevator. Because those are all my pop culture references. I would probably get higher. They were more specific about things. I know a lot of useless information. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm surprised by the results. I wonder if you're surprised too. And I hope you're having a good day. And I'll talk to you later. All right, bye.
Thanks for watching.